हे गाइस, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। और एक बार फिर स्वागत है आप लोगों का मेरे चैनल में। और आज मैं शेरलॉक होम्स खेलने वाले हैं। कल हमने इसका थोड़ा सा पार्ट खेला था। अगर आपने वो नहीं देखा तो पहले जाके वो देखिए, लिंक इज़ इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन। और ये केस 1 खेल रहे हैं हम फिलहाल। ये पीटर ब्लैक का इस ये जो गंजा क्या है, ये हाँ ये इस गंजे का केस खेल रहे हैं हम। और इसको हम कंटिन्यू करने वाले हैं, तो चले स्टार्ट करते हैं।
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
यार मैंने कर लिया था आई थिंक, और कुछ रह नहीं गया था। कुछ रहता है भाई। ओके, ये मैंने पिछले एपिसोड में बिल्कुल ध्यान नहीं दिया था इस पे।
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
आई थिंक हो गया है। Okay.
Someone was here yesterday.
Of
They
course.
attempted to force the door to gain
Of
entry.
course.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
Now, I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return
कोई
tonight,
सबूत छूट
when
गया
they will
होगा।
be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a
Okay.
long night ahead of us.
लॉन्ग नाइट का बोल रहे हैं, तो अभी क्या है, हमें कुछ और करना है।
Near the window.
ओके, देखना पड़ेगा। ये जगह शायद कह रहे हैं। ये लोग सोच रहे हैं कि किलर शायद आ जाए।
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
अच्छा, तो ये लोग रात की तैयारी शुरू कर चुके हैं और जगह भी ढूंढ ली इन्होंने। और इनको होप है कि आ जाए किलर आज रात को फिर से। और क्या पता अब क्या होगा। रात हो गई। ये दोनों इधर घात लगा के बैठे हुए हैं। बैठे नहीं, ये खड़े हैं।
Did you hear that?
ओके ओके। ओ, कोई आया, एक्चुअली कोई आया।
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
राइट बिहाइंड उसके जा, जल्दी कर। हेलो, आई एम डिटेक्टिव शेरलॉक होम्स। यू आर अंडर अरेस्ट।
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the
साफ
yard.
साफ बोल पकड़ा गया है तू.
Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
दूसरा मुक्के बना रहा है देखो जरा.
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
जरूर. एक बच्चा मुझे बताओ 50 साल के आदमी को कैसे मार सकता है. Think about that. Oh, hello then. We are in jail.
Mr. Holmes?
यार ये हर पुलिस वाला मुझे यही क्यों बोलता है?
Mr. Holmes?
मिस्टर होम्स. आप यही बोलोगे? नहीं, ये नहीं बोलेगा. ये अच्छा वाला है.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable.
इसने भी
I would
वैसे ही
like
बोला.
to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
मैं भी आपसे इसको यही बोलूँगा. मिस्टर होम्स. ए मिस्टर होम्स. मिस्टर होम्स. हाँ जी, किधर है तो? इधर तो नहीं लगता मुझे. किधर है भाई?
These are the suspect's belongings.
Okay.
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
ये डायरी पे भी लिखा है.
Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
ओके, चलो कुछ तो काम आया तेरा आर्काइव.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something. But what?
But what? भाग मिल्का भाग. पे लाश पड़ी है इधर तो. इधर वैसे क्या करने आया हूँ मैं?
Mr. Holmes?
दफा मरा. ओह, ये नहीं, ये तो नहीं है. ये रहा. नोटबुक, सी नाइफ, गोल्ड रिंग. नोटबुक का पूछता
Does
है.
this notebook belong to you?
Yes, but where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
बेटे तुझ पे शक हो रहा है अब तो.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
सच बोल. क्यों? क्या पे? Choose evidence that confirms the statement of a character in order. Okay.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Oh, फंसा दिया ना.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
सारा शक इस पे ही जा रहा है. ये फिर भी बोल रहा है. ये मासूम भी हो सकता है. किसको क्या पता. इसके माथे पे जो टेंशन है वो थिन नेक, इसका क्या करना है तुझे? हाथ फिट करना है क्या? गला दबाने में काम आएगा। ओ ओ ओ डैम, अभी मिला कुछ काम की चीज। स्कार्स, अबे और कितना नीचे जाएगा? वाह,
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
गार्डनिंग, फादर जैकेट।
No,
ओके,
Mr.
ये सही
Nelligan.
निकला।
I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy
शक
you had to
गया
find
बाप
yourself a
पे।
manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm
भाई
speechless, Mr. Holmes.
साहब,
It all happened exactly as you say.
दिमाग है बंदे के साथ।
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
नो, ओके, कुछ क्लू मिल गया। द ब्रेक इन अटेम्प्ट्स वर मेड इन ऑर्डर टू रिकवर द नोटबुक दैट हैड बीन लाइंग इन अ पूल ऑफ द विक्टिम्स ब्लड। दिस प्रूव्स द गिल्ट ऑफ द पर्सन हु मेड दीज अटेम्प्ट्स। गुड, भाग, किससे टाप
At your
करूं?
service, Mr. Holmes.
वुडमैन्स के पास जाते हैं, शायद उसे कुछ बताना हो। शायद कुछ और सवाल लेके आया होगा।
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be that he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you,
Yes.
madam.
पैदाइशी हम वो है ना, ब्रेव बंदे, बिग ब्रेन है हमारे पास। आई थिंक मुझे इधर आना ही नहीं था। बेकर स्ट्रीट चलते हैं। ओके, पहुंच गए हैं हम। बेकर जो भी था नाम। अब ये तो मैं अपने ही घर पहुंच गया। हेलो।
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
आर्काइव, मुझे आर्काइव में भी कुछ देखना होगा।
Here it is.
ओके, मिल गया मुझे।
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
ओके, and let's go. Non-stoppable. हाँ भाई बता।
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Okay.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
बिल्कुल। तो अभी हमें क्या करना है? ओके, शुक्र है ये टैब में जो ऑप्शंस देते हैं ना ये है, वरना मैं तो कभी पार नहीं कर पाता इसे। ऑब्वियसली यार, गेम में इतना मुश्किल है, रियल लाइफ में कितना मुश्किल होता होगा। ओके देन, क्या पता लगेगा हमें। भाग भाग के जाऊंगा मैं, क्योंकि मुझे जल्दी है कुछ जानने की, इससे कुछ बात करनी है। रोती रहे तू। वुडलैंड्स किधर गया ली?
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. Log notes for June. Log notes for August. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate.
कुछ तो मिला।
I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
कुछ तो गड़बड़ है। आई थिंक आज के लिए बस इतना है। विगिन से मिलेंगे हम अगले पार्ट में। अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, चैनल पसंद आए तो सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, ताकि आपको शॉमलेस बोल रहा था मैं, ताकि आपको शर्लॉक होम्स का शर्लॉक होम्स के आगे पार्ट आप मिस ना करें, और देखते रहिए मेरे साथ, इस केस को सॉल्व कीजिए। और मैं मिलता हूँ आपसे अगले पार्ट में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।